Redwood, California. With me, you know him as the czar of the virtual background, the one and only Pro GK Academy, Omar Zini, 99 World Cup winner, Angel City co-owner, Saskia Weber. I guess I could say UCLA goalkeeper coach too, since you got your UCLA gear on as well.
Busy girl.
Very, very, very busy girl. And joining us today as a guest panelist right now, we have first team goalkeeper coach for Wolfsburg. I really hope I pronounced that properly. Pascal Formann. Pascal, this is an honor, man. Honestly, you know, the Bundesliga is one of the best leagues in the world. To have a first team coach from a league like that who wants to come on this podcast is honestly, it's very humbling for us. And thank you so much for volunteering your time.
Yeah, I have to say thank you very much that you give me the opportunity to talk to you and share my opinion about goalkeeping. You said before, you know, I'm very lucky to work in the Bundesliga in the first team, and it's really good. And, yeah, I really enjoy it, and I hope we have a good time and a good discussion and sharing opportunities and opinions about goalkeeping.
Oh, we're going to have a good time. Whether we're going to share opinions about goalkeeping, I don't know, but we will have a
What
good
are you
time.
talking about? Definitely share some opinions.
Oh, I know you've got opinions. Now, Pascal, for some people out there who might not be familiar with Wolfsburg, and if they aren't, they clearly don't know Bundesliga history as one of the most decorated clubs in the world. Why don't you tell people a little bit about the philosophy of goalkeeping at Wolfsburg and kind of the history of the program there?
Yeah, first of all, I have to probably explain a little bit about the club first, you know, because we're not like everybody knows straight away Borussia Dortmund or Bayern Munich or some other teams from the past. Our club is quite young, founded 1945. And I think we are just, we call it like we are a daughter from Volkswagen. So Volkswagen, the main factory company is in Wolfsburg. So they are our club more or less. They give the money. Wolfsburg are doing quite good in the Bundesliga the last couple of years. We 20 years now in the Bundesliga. We won the Cup 2015. They won the German Bundesliga Championship 2009. The last 2 years we played in the Europe League. So we beat Real Madrid in the Champions League. So we are not every year in the European Cup, but I think we always panel between 4 and 8 in the league, more or less. We are a good club, a small club, but it's really exciting to work for it, and I think we have a good future. You know, for myself, I'm still quite young. I'm 38. I played professional football myself in Germany and England. I played for Nottingham Forest a couple of years. I left Germany when I was 17. I went over there, had a good education personally and football wise. Obviously helps me to learn English as well. So it was a good experience for everything. And then I moved back to Germany. I had I was a little bit unlucky with the clubs. Maybe my talent was not as good as it should be to go at the top. And then I decided quite early with 26 or 27 to go on the other side and become a goalkeeper coach. Then I worked in Germany, lower leagues. I went to England again to Charlton Athletics to run the academy as a goalkeeper coach. Moved back to Germany, went to the academy at Wolfsburg. And now 2.5 years ago, I took over in the first team. So I had quite an exciting football career, not played at the highest level, but at least I can work now at the highest level as a coach. And I have to say, I don't really miss play every day. I really love my job and teach young goalkeepers, experienced goalkeepers to work. We at Wolfsburg, you know, obviously because I moved up from the academy to the first team, I know how the academy works. I now know how the first team works, what the difference are. But the good thing is my philosophy is I sharing with all the goalkeeper coaches, and and I would just want to try to produce good goalkeepers, obviously from the academy to the first team, and also obviously the goalkeepers in the first team have to perform well, that we have a good season.
Well, I mean, honestly, man, I mean, just your resume right there when you're just talking about your playing career and you saying like, oh, I didn't play at the highest level. Mike, that's a high level for a lot of people out there. And I think a lot of people, Omar, I know that you get constantly bombarded on social media by young goalkeepers who don't recognize how high these levels are, and not only that, but what doors they open for people, right?
Oh yeah, I would say so. I mean, yeah, I think I've kind of gotten over that part. I think I was just trying to get my footing in on social media to like, have my voice heard and credibility. I think over time, especially, having people like Pascal on and Tony Dittmer, Tim Dittmer, Paul Rogers, those guys, they share their experiences. And then as content creators like us, we listen to that over and over and over. And then as coaches as well, we adapt or adopt some of those philosophies into our sessions. So it's just always constantly learning. And I think that's what Pascal was saying prior to getting on air. Was just like, he doesn't do anything crazy, nothing special. He listens to his goalkeepers, what they need, but he's constantly evolving and trying to get better as a coach, which is a great message for all young goalkeeper coaches out there.
Yeah,
Because
I think
sorry to interrupt you, but
no,
it's
okay.
sometimes difficult to work in the first team and you haven't played at the highest level or the same level. So you have to, to get the goalkeepers on your side with your training, with your coaching, with your trust, with your how you deal with situations, how much input to give them, the whole bit. Sometimes you obviously I have to to get them on my side apart from playing at the same level. So it's sometimes difficult because they sometimes they think, oh, you haven't played, how you can teach me things when you haven't played at the same level. So it's not sometimes easy, but I think I found a really good way to be very open with the goalkeepers, to be straightforward, and to share my opinion or my experience with them. And I think we have a good relationship from both sides. It's not just I'm the teacher, I'm the coach, and they listen to me. I always try with them together to find a solution, because they are playing. They think different about the situation, because I can see it on the video 50 times and I have to go back and forward and then I find a solution, but they have to do it straight away on the pitch. So it's always important that you have a good trust, a good relationship. You are a friend of them, and then you have to find together the solution about different things.
Go ahead, Saskia.
No, I mean, I agree. I agree with that. I mean, there's something to be said by being like by having that journey in your toolbox, in the sense that, when you're teaching, when people look at you, you've been there, you've done it, if not higher than the level that you're teaching at the moment. I think it's a little different here in the United States, just because we're such babies. That most coaches have more experience than the players, period. So, if you're an MLS coach, 90% of the time you probably had, you have that lineage of history, that I think it's a little different. But I could see, like, in Germany, in England and stuff, where I think it's important, absolutely, for identification and respect, because and it's not saying, and the reason I don't want to discourage anybody, you can become a great coach. It'd be hypocritical of me to say that a woman can't be a men's football coach if she understands the sport. It helps that you played, and yes, there's women's football here, not soccer, football, but it helps that you can identify as a player on that level, at that level. And so I do agree with that.
Yeah, I think you're right, because you have to understand the sport. You can't, I can't be a tennis coach and then become a goalkeeper coach in the football. So you have to understand the sport, but to be honest, you're absolutely right there. You can be, you can play at the lowest level, or you never maybe, being a goalkeeper yourself, but you still can be a good goalkeeper coach. It's just how you you take things on and learn, and how you what I still like to go to different places, to different coaches, to different clubs, to watch them, to watch the warm up in the games, to get a few drills from there and talk to things and get another opinion. Because sometimes, when I do a workshop over here, the first thing I say to all the goalkeeper coaches is, I can't say you have to do it this or this or this way. If you're at the lowest level, you can teach me something. You just have to be open-minded for everything, and I think this is quite important. And I think this is a good,
No, absolutely.
good, I think a good personal thing when you still want to learn. I think still the biggest coaches like Klopp or Guardiola or they still learn, and they have to learn. And I think you have to be very open-minded. You can't say, oh, I work at the highest level, what I say it's always right. No, that's crazy. And I think everything together, it works out to be a good coach. Good personality, good drills, as a goalkeeper coach, good strike, good detail, and a bit from everything. And I found my way, and I'm really really happy with it. And but I still has a long way to go.
Well, let's kind of delve into this topic right now here, Pascal, because I mean, I know we're really excited about it. It's something that we've discussed quite a bit on the show, and today's topic is basically generating power. It's something that a lot of goalkeeper coaches seem to misunderstand what we mean by generating power, or generating energy, or powerful movement, or whatever. So, kind of in your mind, like, what is moving powerfully, and how does that apply to goalkeeping for you?
um as in the part of the goalkeeping, I mean, what is to you talk about power. Well, what is the for me is the most important thing, that you have good feet, you have quick feet, you have clean feet, you're always balanced, and then you can have your power to translate in the drills. So first of all, I think you need a good fitness. You need different fitness than the goalkeeper players. I mean, you need to make save or one or two or three balls or whatever. So then you need a good feet. Then you had a good shape and a good position to use then the power you have. I mean, the power is not about, you're not explain power about you have the biggest thighs or you have the biggest legs or biggest arms or whatever. I think you just need a good position, the right position, the right footstep, the right movement. And sometimes you see that the goalkeepers with more power in the body shape, they are slower than maybe a more technical goalkeeper. We have, it's quite a funny thing. I mean, everybody thinks you need lots of, I mean, power. I mean, of course you need power to work at the highest level, but the power is not just you're not, I mean, you just have to translate your power into the drill. I mean, it's not like you have to see it in your body. I mean, it's not like the biggest guy have the most power. I mean, I think this is quite wrong. I mean, and it's the same with the gym work at the goalkeepers. I mean, you have to be very good at your stomach, at your back, and with your legs. But I mean, not the highest and the biggest goalkeeper can move quick. I mean, you
Right.
should never lose your movement. And this is what I try every day. Is, I mean, lots of movement. Never do an exercise from this still stand. You always have to move. You have to find your position. You have to find your balance. And I think this is quite important. And then you get your power into the balls. And if you do it every day, and every day, then you get the power. I mean, it's the most important, or the great example is when the under 19s goalkeeper is coming to my training sessions. I mean, he can't move maybe after 2 sessions. I mean, he feels tired. He is aching. It's everything. And then with a more training, with a harder training, with more reputation, then then he gets his power. I mean, the power is from doing training after training after training. It's not like to go in the gym 3 times.
Yeah.
So this is,
It's
Absolutely.
technique. I mean, the best analogy, like the analogy I like to use is with some things is like, look at golf. Like the biggest guys don't drive the ball the furthest, right? It's technique, it's head swing and everything like that. So, you know, you can have this beefy, bulked up guy. He's not going to drive the ball further than Tiger Woods, let's say, or something. It's about technique. It's about training. It's about, excuse me, balance, body position, everything like that, that can generate the power. And the same thing goes for goalkeeping. If your stance is too wide, where are you going to get the power from, you know, to move laterally and dive? If like there's certain things in technique that can generate power, can generate the movement, whether it's through distribution, whether it's movement, whether it's diving and everything. It's not big people. It has nothing to do with it.
I know. And
You know?
this, sometimes you see goalkeeper coaches, I mean, and they don't reach a ball in the drills or in the sessions or in the game, and they say, oh, you need more power. I mean, this is too easy to say. I mean, this is wrong. I mean, you need you have to see with your own eyes. You need the detail. Why? Because the stand is too wide, or the first movement was wrong, or your position was too high or too deep, or your body balance was sitting back, or whatever. It's so much more detail to say, oh, you need more power, or you have to work on your power. I mean, this is totally, in my opinion, this is totally wrong. I mean, you need a fitness, you need a power, and if you're a growing man or a senior player, then you should have enough power. But then is to get the power on the pitch in the movement to save the ball. And then this is, I mean, this is so complicated to get the power, the technique, the balance, the coordination, the footwork. You need 5 or 6 or maybe 10 different things to put together to save the ball. And it's so difficult to be a good goalkeeper. I mean, everybody say, a goalkeeper is just there to save the ball. I mean, it is, obviously it's his job to save the ball, but it's so, you know, to make the right decision in 1 second. Can I come for the ball? Sure, go back, or should I move towards the ball, or should I dive now, or should I palm it, or should I catch it? I mean, there's so many things in your mind. I mean, as a player, you just
absolutely, Pascal. And I just want to, I don't want to interrupt you right now, but I did want to get to Omar right here for one thing, because the thing is again, he deals a lot on social media. I don't know if you're familiar. He has some fans on social media, and they're always posting powerful movements, as in saves, as in the final action, but they're not showing the buildup. And that's one thing that you've been really big about, Omar, is breaking down why that movement was successful and how it happened, whether they created depth in the situation, whether they narrowed the angle based on the movement of the ball and where the ball was approaching from.
Yeah, no, like Pascal was saying, is like there's so many different factors that lead into that. You can't just watch the film and say to your goalkeeper, you need more power there, and then with more power, you're going to make that save. So it's not a blanket statement that you just throw out there and then it obviously starts, you know, magically fixing everything. So I think, again, even studying like Ter Stegen for a little bit, I was watching his set position, and I was always against, even if you watch some of my old content, which I should probably delete by now, but I kept it up just because I want, you know, for the history of people to see how I've evolved as a coach. I used to always say you have to be in a somewhat narrow stance, because from there it's very athletic and you can shift and get out of there very easily. Then I started watching it, you know, again, that's why social media is so great, is people would reach out to me and say, so Omar, if that statement is so, you know, factual and so true, why is someone like Ter Stegen, why do I see him sit so low and still be so powerful out of that low set position and sitting wide? And I kept watching and watching and watching. And like Pascal said earlier, it's sometimes like you're bringing the power to the drill. So from the perception of a viewer or somebody from watching from a distance is watching the session, and I see Ter Stegen sitting low or sitting kind of high, but his legs are super wide open. In my head, I go, 1, he's going to get exposed down low. 2, he's not going to have enough power coming back up. And then 3, he's just not doing it right. But then you actually see somebody use what they're good at and be able to live in that lower approach, but still be able to get low and then be powerful to the top as well. So again, it's just about having everything encompassed, whether it's the core, whether it's the back, whether it's stability, whether it's just making sure you have good balance as a goalkeeper. And especially too, after those big movements, how much balance do you have left? So again, there's so many different things and factors that come into play. But I think it's super important to have the goalkeeper understand what's their reason for doing something. And then as a coach, understanding that reason and saying, okay, how can we optimize that even more so that you feel even more powerful from that wide stance? So I think that, for me at least, that's kind of something that I've evolved on as well, and try to at least, mention to people who ask me questions about it.
So Pascal, I want to break this down right now, right here, because this is a save. I think it was last season. I think it was Casteels against Bayern Munich. It might have been even one of the final games of the season. But I don't know about you. Anytime Lewandowski has the ball, I would terrify me. So I thought he did a great job right here with this play right here. As we can see, I think it's Adriozola who plays the ball in to Lewandowski. And as that ball's kind of played in right here, well, you know what? Let's just do it in full speed first. That right there is an example, in my opinion, of stillness creates the power rather than him trying to attack the ball and then the ball essentially going, towards the net. But as that ball's coming in, Lewandowski point blank, he's still, and then it's just a simple push to redirecting that ball. What are your thoughts on this play right here?
You have to say, first of all, his position is really good on the cross. He can attack the ball. He can defend the goal. He is good at the near post, at the far post, whatever. And then you have to say what he's really, really good at. And that's what the people don't sometimes see is when he moves towards the goal and he can't get the cross and he moves towards the goal, he's nearly going to the goal line. And I think that is so important that he's going really, really deep on his goal line, because sometimes the goalkeepers move into the goal and they are 1, 2, 3 meters in front of the line, and then they can't make the save. Otherwise, the ball maybe hits him. But in this position, he gives him maybe a half of a second more time when he's going deeper to make a good save and palm it to the side instead of just get a hand on the ball. And you see, when you see Casteels, I mean, he is nearly 2 meters. I mean, his legs are maybe not bigger than mine. His arms are not big. I mean, he's the same. He's a good athlete, but he's not like really big. He's just strong in his movement and his palming the ball and his feet. I mean, and this is what is so important. He moved and turned so quick in his goal, and then the ball hits by Lewandowski, and his position is he's standing in his right position. He's not moving anymore. So, and then he can react, and then he gets enough deepness, or is deep enough on the goal line, and then he can make it save. And then there's a reason he saves lots of balls like this, or maybe catches them or whatever, where other goalkeepers maybe palm because they have no time to react. And this is what more or less my philosophy is every day, is to get the right position, always move, positioning, and that helps him a lot. And then obviously you can see the result on a Saturday.
Go ahead, Omar.
No, I just want to add something there. I think I saw a friend of the show, Mike, Justin Bryant. He posted something yesterday on Twitter, and he was saying that how many times in a session are we just pounding the goalkeepers where it's like quick reaction saves or a quick little switch, and then from there they get the shot, versus how we see it in a game where we're constantly watching the play evolve. And I mean, for me, sometimes I'll have situations where if the pass goes wrong and then that person doesn't connect it, or the goalkeepers are shooting, doesn't receive it and then take a touch and then strike, the goalkeeper kind of checks out. They're like, oh, okay, well, that's not realistic. You're supposed to get it and shoot it right away. That's not what the drill is like. Versus like what Justin tweeted yesterday is that like, no, realistically in a game, there are so many different missed passes, bad controls. The game is still evolving. And how many times are we actually sitting in goal and watching a play evolve and constantly repositioning ourselves? And so I think to Pascal's point right there is that how good can we be in those moments where there's not a threat on goal, but one pass and then there's a threat on goal? Are we still checked out? What does our positioning look like? Are we sinking back? Are we shooting back up and then having to, be delayed because we're too high up? Things like that are super important when it comes to like kind of understanding how the play unfolds. And like in this header right here is for the next 5-10 seconds when that ball gets served in, Casteels is in a very, very, very good position to generate power from a set position and then push. But if that ball wasn't won, he's still able to keep shifting, set again, and then push again. So I think, again, as coaches as well, how important is that for in groups to say, look, even if that first pass doesn't go to that person, you miscontrol it, get it, find another pass, and we keep going, because we want our goalkeepers to stay locked in for those 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's a really good point right there. And you know, Saskia, one thing I wanted to bring up kind of with you is, you know, what Pascal was saying in regards to the set stance, you know, is also going to allow you the different opportunities. Pascal, like you were saying, is as he recognized he was not going to be able to come out at that cross and he retreated into that set position. How many times, Saskia, have you seen, you know, even at the highest of levels, of goalkeepers who don't drop back and don't retreat, and because of that, they're way too closed off on the field, and because of that, that back post is so open, and they can't generate the power.
Yeah, I mean, like numerous times. I just think, again, I think going to what Omar was saying as well, though, it's that balance and body position and everything to make those adjustments when needed and make them possible. And in order to retreat, in order to do everything, you still have to have the presence of your angles and everything like that, coming back, body weight forward, so you can adjust in any direction at any time. But we see it all the time. I see it. I can't name names right now. I'm not going to name it. For my far post always being open, I'll leave it alone at that.
I mean,
go back
I
in
have
things.
to say, you know, when it doesn't matter which level you say, you see the World Cup, you see the Champions League, you see the fifth division in Germany, whatever. I can, you know, at the highest or the biggest goalkeepers, I can find out where they have the wrong position. I mean, you see it so many times, and then I think, why they're not, you know, teach it, why they're not improve it, why the goalkeeper coach maybe have not the detail, or the goalkeeper thinks no, because sometimes you say you closer or you highest you go to the striker, so smaller the goal gets. I mean, you better, but this is absolutely wrong, because everything is going faster and faster and faster, and 5 centimeters of the wrong position, you can't get the ball anymore. I mean, it's the same with a shot from 18 yard box, and it's going into, and I mean, more or less near in the top corner. And we're saying, what a great goal. I mean, if the goalkeeper sits back 1 or 2 meters and makes a save or makes a dive, he can save the ball easily. Something you see goalkeepers standing nearly the 6 yard box and makes an unbelievable save and diving, and everyone said, great. I mean, a good goalkeeper sits back and catches the ball.
And takes 2 steps to the right and catches the ball.
It's true. The different. When you see goalkeepers at, you know, obviously Manuel Neuer, he is probably hasn't got the best technique, but he's a good position. He is strong, a great big arms, good feet. Then you see Oblak from Atletico Madrid. I mean, how his position is. He's sometimes behind the line when he makes a save, because he gives him another time. So, but you have so many goalkeepers. Seriously, in the Bundesliga, in the Champions League, whatever, they have the wrong position. And if you just change it a little bit, you make more and more saves. And I sometimes it's hard for me to understand why they don't save it at the highest level. We're talking about Champions League. I mean, you can't get higher, I think.
No, I mean, and it's funny,
but it's something that has to be. You have to train it. Like, you know, when we were watching the videos of, who was it from? I can't remember. So Ashlyn was in the drill. Ashlyn's positioning was totally off, making the saves, and that slight adjustment actually backing up. Now every single identical shot, she was making every single save, and it was. But you have to work on it as a coach. You have to show, even at the highest level. It's Ashlyn Harris for women. You know, you have to show why. Hey, you know, look, your positioning's off. You're too far out. Take the step back. Give yourself more time. Now this becomes an easy save for you. You know, it's not always the closer you are to the player, the easier the save. And I agree with that. Like sometimes then you get beat with speed. You know, sometimes if you take that buffer a little bit, now you get that extra, you know, split second, and now you're making the save. And we saw that like flat out in that video. Like it was like that little bit of an adjustment, that a little bit deeper, and she was making every single save after that. A little further up, she was getting beat every single time, you know?
I mean, and that was a really good point. By the way, I mean, actually, this is really good that you're bringing this up because, Omar, I mean, I know that you did a video not that long ago about creating depth. And I think one of the things, Pascal, I don't know how you feel about this, and Omar, I'll let you talk on this, but that when, in regards to having power, like the more depth that you create from a distance, the more time you have to generate that power than from close range.
Yeah, of course. You know, you have the split the second or more, a little bit the second more time to react. And when you see it, the new football, the new goalkeepers, they not have time to make a step to the side and then make the dive. I mean, sometimes the most goalkeepers, they're diving straight away from the set position. I mean, they have no time to
generate any power.
So you need lots of power. The you know the stand, the how wide the goalkeepers stand, and I mean in the academy, for example, you try to teach him don't stand wider than shoulder wide, for example, you know. But then you have goalkeepers say same with Castells. I mean, because he's so tall, his set position is his legs are quite wide.
Well, and that's also balance. Like,
I mean, he's still very, very fast,
agile,
down and dive and everything. So our second goalkeeper from Austria, when we took him over, or when we signed him from a club from Austria, he came. I mean, it was so difficult with the speed, with the power, everything. But he was 30, and you sometimes think, oh, he's 30. You won't get it anymore. And it was difficult, but you see with him, I mean, we can't imagine a better number 2 at the football club personally, and from his, I mean, from his talent. I mean, he's working so hard every day. He's taking things in. He's want to see videos. He want to, would want to talk to me. So many things. I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are and where you come from. You can still work on it, but you have to do it every day. It's like you're brushing your tooth, or you have to wash your hands, or you put your clothes on. I mean, every day is the same. You have to learn it and do it and do it and do it. And I think then you can see a good progression. And because he was, when he came from a shooting session, he was always standing near the 6-yard box. I say, come on, go back deeper, and then make the save. And then you get the trust when you see it and it works. Then you have time to palm it perfectly to the sides and stay, instead of just make a save and the ball bounce in front of you and the striker.
Hold on a second, guys. Can anyone hear me? I can't hear anything. Can anybody hear anything? Hold on. I have to check my oh my god, I'm trying to hold on. We're having an issue right here. Hold on. I don't know what's going on with my microphone here. Test speakers and microphone. No.
Hello. Okay. Hello? I honestly don't know what's going on right now. Hold on. I'm going to try to stop this share right here. Dear God, what happened? This is so bizarre. I can't hear anything. Hold on. I don't know what's going on here. Mute.
Can anyone hear me? Select a microphone. Okay, I can hear you guys now.
Oh, great, because we could hear the whole thing and you're just talking to yourself.
Okay, well, I have to turn my AirPods off because something is clearly going on. Something is clearly going on with my AirPods. So sorry about that, guys. As I told you. All right, I'm going to stop this share right now. So Pascal, like I said, we were going to have fun regardless.
It's good. I like it.
All right. So Mike, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
Good.
Can you
Stop
guys hear me?
talking.
Okay.
So my getting back to the point was that I think that the evolution of women's goalkeeping and probably men's as well, for me itself is, I think that back when I played, it was easier to close space. I don't think the overall pace and power that you were up against was kind of challenging, that you couldn't have that fast of movement. Like I felt that, you were kind of on point. Now I see that the power of the striking across the board for women, not just the Michelle Akers, not just one or two people, now like across the board, the pace of the ball and everything has gotten so much quicker, so much faster, that now I'm finding that I have to coach that my goalkeepers take a deeper starting position or a deeper position to give themselves a little more time, because they are getting beat with speed now. They are getting beat with power when they're too close. That was what I was trying to say. Got it? Okay, Mike.
I want to say this right now. I feel like what happened is the Bundesliga saw that I was about to play a clip from the Bundesliga, and they just shut me down. They just said, "You know what? You do not have the rights to that clip. You can't play it right there." I was trying to show Pervan a fantastic save based on what you were saying that you'd been working on with him. Oh my gosh, guys. Jeez Louise.
That was quality podcasting.
Oh my gosh. I want to ask this to you, Omar, because I know you do a lot of private sessions, and I know Saskia, you do as well too. But you primarily do, almost exclusively, except for a little bit of college work, Omar, private sessions, and you have people fly from all over the world to come train with you and stuff like that. What is one of the mistakes that you see consistently, not just regionally, but around the world, when you have young goalkeepers come and train with you, in regards to movement and trying to generate power?
Kind of like what Pascal said again earlier, I think we've kind of all agreed on, is that a lot of them don't know how to use their best attributes. I think a lot of them, they have never ventured out and tried a lot of things, whether it's their goalkeeper coaches, whether it's them having insecurities about their game. Either one of those honestly could be good for this answer, but I just feel a lot of them don't know how to use multiple techniques or different types of methodologies to make the save. And especially too, I get a lot of goalkeepers that come in and I just feel like are too aggressive. So they don't know that fine line of getting set or stepping forward or putting themselves in a good position to make a foot save. Whether I have a tall goalkeeper I was working with, and we're talking about depth right now, and he's probably like 6'6", 6'7". And we're just talking about, hey, look, maybe you drop off 1 or 2 yards. And then he's like, well, I just feel like I always get megged. So I really want to close down so that I can create that block save. And I have, huge wingspan so I don't get beat. And I said, well, if you're always getting megged, maybe you drop off a little bit and we work on some foot saves so you feel more comfortable keeping that depth, so you have reaction time. And now you can get down with your feet. And now you can make a variety of saves. So then you introduce that and they just go, oh, well, shoot, depth is a word I've never heard. So that's probably something I could probably start doing, is keep myself further away from the action to actually, give myself a chance to make a variety of saves versus just defaulting to, kind of blanket an error that I always see. So I think a lot of them is just, they haven't experienced or experimented enough with different types of techniques to make the save. And I think it all stems down to what Pascal was saying earlier, is that you need to understand how to use your body. And then from there, the power and energy is generated, not the other way around. You're not learning these techniques and then hoping that it works. It's more so, okay, I'm learning these techniques. Okay, how can I put myself in the best position possible so that I'm actually in a set position, or I actually calculate my movement right so I can get set, and then from there be able to be stabilized and then attack the points of contact or use and deploy the right techniques. So I think that's probably the biggest thing, Mike, is just them not understanding or having experimented with different types of techniques to make a save.
I'm gonna blame it on the pros, and Saskia, I know this is a conversation that we've had, and Pascal, you're probably gonna agree with this as well too. They see consistently over and over again these point blank saves that goalkeepers at the highest levels are making, a Neuer, a Ter Stegen, etc., in a close angle, and they immediately default to that block shape, thinking, okay, if I steal some ground and go into a default block shape, I'm covering the entire goal, and Saskia, I know you've even had this, issue at the highest of levels, at the Division I level, and you players getting ready for the pros.
Yeah, it's just, it's not understanding. We talk about this 1,000 times, when to use certain things, when to do certain things. It's just this is what I've seen. This is what I know. This is what I'm going to do. You don't do certain things in certain situations, and it's up to us as coaches to teach that, and to teach it with understanding. Why are you doing this here? Why should you not do this here? Why should you utilize a different technique? Look, nothing is always the right answer. And at the end of the day, keep the ball out of the net. Okay. But, it's our job to teach multiple scenarios. It's our job to teach, sometimes you are doing the wrong thing. Sorry. But there are other answers to it that are correct, not just one, but there are other answers. But, it's our job to kind of guide the goalkeepers in the right direction. And, it drives me crazy. You get kids that are doing a K-save from 5 to 10 yards away. And I'm like, what are you doing? This is why, because you saw that on television somewhere. Why are you parrying the ball? Why are you palming the ball right now? The ball was not coming at you at 90 miles an hour. It came at you at 40. Can't you catch it?
Yeah.
But Neuer, so-and-so is constantly parrying the ball. Well, yeah, because it's coming at him, and you're not seeing the movement. You're not seeing all this. You're not seeing that. You're just seeing the end result of something that's happening. And sometimes they shouldn't parry it either. But at the end of the day, we have to teach young kids, and we have to teach, pros and everything. Why are you doing this? Give me the correct answer. Is this the right reason to use this situation or to use this tactic?
Pascal, is that something that you're seeing with the youth in Germany as well too, at the academy?
Yes, what I want to say to it as well. I mean, you have to find a solution. What I said before, together with the goalkeeper coach. I mean, with the goalkeepers. I mean, otherwise, as a goalkeeper coach, you can tell them, and I mean,
Right.
if they don't understand, it's like in school. If you don't understand, you have to ask questions. You have to, why are you doing it? Should you do it this way or this way? What you think it's better? What it works? And I mean, you should do it together. To find a good way for both sides. I mean, it's not always good that the goalkeeper coach is happy. I mean, the goalkeeper in the goal have to be happy as well and find comfortable with the situation. And then the major thing is to choose the right decisions. I mean, decision making is so important as a goalkeeper. Where do I stand? Do I come for the cross or should I stay away? Is a shot from inside the box? Is a defender with a striker? Should I stand in my position or should I go closer? Or is the decision making is so important for the goalkeepers, and then they have no patience sometimes. I mean, they're rushing out. They want to spread out instead of saying, keep my position. To be brave, to be big, to trust my techniques, to trust my foot block, to trust my hands, to think sometimes as a handball keeper, because they are so quick with the arms and with the feet. I mean, you just have to think what is the best way. I mean, sometimes it's the goalkeeper rushes out and the striker does what? It's just put the ball easily through the legs. Instead of standing there, be brave and waiting what the striker does. I mean, he has to make a decision how to beat me. It's not like I give him with my movement
Right.
and a decision to make. I mean, sometimes you have to be more patient, so stand and then say, go on, beat me. And if you beat me,
and that's exactly what Michelle Aker said, the thing she hated the most. I mean, she's the greatest. And she was just like, the minute that the goalkeeper figures it out and makes me all of a sudden have to slow down and figure out how to beat them instead of me dictating everything, is when she messes up. And she said that. She's just like, now I have to make a slower decision. They've slowed me down. I know I have pressure coming on me and everything like that, as opposed to her dictating your movement and then just scoring.
I mean, sometimes it's better. I mean, if the strike, you give the responsibility to the striker instead of he gives it to me.
Right.
I mean, it's a small, small window to make the decisions. And then sometimes you say, go on, beat me. And if you beat me, and if I have the perfect position, and you still beat me, then hang on, thank you. You're a good striker. Well done. Great goal. But what I see sometimes with younger goalkeepers, they have no patience. They're rushing out. They think they have to do something, but obviously it's coming with experience, with learning, with games to deal with different situations. I mean, it's sometimes easy to say, but then it's our job to go through the difficult time with it, to help them, to show them. And I think one very important part is to show them. Not telling him, it's just showing him on the video. I mean, stop, start, how is your movement, what you think about this, where's the striker, do you think it's right to go out 2 meters further out than maybe to hold back? Or I mean, you have to show them. And then obviously at the goalkeeper coach, you have 2, 3, 4 goalkeepers sometimes to cope with. I mean, and it's a good job. It's sometimes difficult jobs, especially with younger ones, because they have no time. You think you have to become a professional tomorrow. I mean, instead
Exactly.
of doing
Pascal, I apologize for interrupting you right there, but you said something really great there that I want to actually kind of get both Omar and Saskia's opinion, because I know, Saskia, you got to get to your player meetings for a second. The life of a goalkeeper coach never ends. But you said you were talking about the fact that, so I'll let Saskia go first because she's got to get out of here. You brought up that they feel like they have to do something. And you've brought that up before, Saskia, that sometimes you don't have to do anything, like you were talking about with the Michelle Aid situation right there.
Like, and I have a goalkeeper, one of our goalkeepers, that they get, I said, like somewhat frantic and like, I have to make it, I have to do something here. You don't sometimes, like, just come out, slow the game down. First of all, you have defense recovering. Sometimes giving everybody enough time to recover is making a decision. Like, slow the player down, slow the situation down. You don't have to come rushing out. It's not what it called for. And sometimes if you have enough time to think that you have to do something, you're probably too late doing it anyway, period. Okay. So, if it's like, oh, I should do something here, you forget it. You're already too late doing it. Yeah. And, if that's the case, then stay where you are and try to make the next right decision. And I say that all the time. I'm like, you can see when goalkeepers like question and then they make a decision. And it's that question that is usually where you lose.
Yeah.
It's in that second that you've questioned, that you and put that on the coach as well, that you haven't seen repetition enough, that this becomes instinctual, and that you make the decision. And sometimes the decision is going to be wrong altogether, and we'll deal with that. But you can't question it and then make a decision. I just think it's too late then.
Such a good point, and we'll let you leave on that.
Yeah,
on that end right there. No worries.
I could talk to you guys forever, but I have to go talk to like 10 UCLA players. So
we'll see you later, Saskia.
All right, go Wolfsburg. See you guys later.
Thank you very much for your time, and please keep in touch if you like.
Absolutely. The Dutch
Wolfsburg's got a
me,
fantastic women's program, by the way.
The Dutch side of me would love to keep in touch.
I have to say, I coached them. I helped out 3 months,
nice.
And it was a really, really great experience. I mean, it's the #1 from Germany and a really good goalkeeper in the women's team. And I have to say, they sometimes a little bit more professional than the men.
Yeah.
I mean, when at the men team, and it was a great experience, because sometimes you think women's football and to be honest, but I really enjoyed it, and I have to say, really well done to the women, and it was really a pleasure to work with them, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we're also in Germany, who's got, other than the United States, the best women's history of women's national team in the world. So, who, trust me, I've had to play a lot of times. So, kudos on their program as well. But thanks. All right, I will talk to you guys later, and we will definitely keep in touch. Bye, guys.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Later, so, getting kind of back to now there was 3 of us right here. Getting kind of back to this, Pascal, and I kind of, I want to show Should we try to put this clip up again, or do you think it's gonna? I'm just gonna try right now, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna try to play, because I wanted to show Pervan, and I wanted to show this play because I thought it was awesome, and I want to get your take, Pascal, on actually if he did touch this ball right here, but this came as this was that fantastic Freiburg game. Obviously, you were there. I don't have to tell you about it. Ball's played in. Now he's creating depth because he's back. Shot comes in. Look at that position. First off, he has time to react, and is that touch off the post. Great recovery movement, by the way, too. Pascal, did he get a touch to that ball?
Yes, he touched. When you see the slow motion, you can see he touched the ball. It was fingertip on it. And it was a special game because Castells got injured in the last ball in the warm-up. And then you have to, more or less play it. He came on in the team, cold, without any warm-up, more or less. And he did a really, really good job. And you see there, I mean, when he first joined Wolfsburg, he would never save that ball. I mean, we worked so hard on this. We have to work so hard on his position, on his movement and everything. And I have to really say, he had a really, really good time. He saved the ball, and he's doing a good job.
And what great timing, because we happen to have the goalkeeper who made this save on the show right now. Pavao, can you hear us? Can you see us?
Yes. Hi guys, I'm here.
Your
Nice
video's off. Your video's off.
Yes.
Okay.
One moment.
Okay. Let's see if we can get it back on here. Oh, there he is.
I'm here. Hi.
There he is. Man, I'll be honest with you. By the way, guys, this is a special guest right now. And I hope I don't butcher your name right now. Is it Pavao Pervan?
Yes, it's okay. It's okay. Pavao Pervan.
Pavao
okay.
Pervan.
Thank you. Yes. Hi.
So it's so funny because Pascal said, I was like, should we let the audience know that he's coming on the show? And he said, no, make it a surprise. Make it a surprise that he's coming, man. Pascal was just talking about, your experience, obviously after, this play where you did not know you were playing. Castells, got injured at the warmups, and you had to come in that game versus Freiburg. And just, I want to ask you, because we had a goalkeeper on about a week ago, who also was in a similar situation against their rival. This was here in Major League Soccer. Yeah. And just what went through your head when you were going into that game? Because my feeling is, and we've talked about this with Omar as well, is that, any sort of number two should be preparing like they are playing in the game anyway.
Yes. So it's very easy to say that, but I think it's very hard to do it like that. I'm sorry, my English is maybe not perfect, but I'll give my best. Kuhn, when we played against Freiburg, Kuhn got injured about 5-10 minutes before the game. So I didn't have a lot of time for warming my body up. So it had to go very fast. And in those situations, I just tried to stay calm, to concentrate on the easy things, and to enjoy the game. Because I don't think that it's a good idea to make yourself pressure. So I didn't start to think about the next steps, the chances that will become, or the other team. I just tried to relax myself and to enjoy the situation, to enjoy every moment. And I went into the dressing room. I went in a room where I was alone from myself for about 5 minutes. I dressed, I put on my shirt, and I was ready to play, because those are the situations I waited for. I played a very long time in Austria, and it was always a dream for me to come to Germany and to play against such big teams and on this level. And so because of that, I really tried to enjoy, and I think I did a good job, because I went into the game with so many positive things or minds, with a positive mindset, and because of that, it was no problem for me to enjoy the game.
I mean, look, by the way, I want to say this right now, Pavao, that your English is better than Omar and I's English. So, and that's my favorite thing, is whenever we have guests on from other countries and they go, I hope my English is good enough. And I'm like, your English is better than most of the American guests that we have. on the
Thank you.
on the show. But no, you know, we were talking earlier, you know, and Pascal, if you don't mind, since Pavao's here, I'm gonna let him do a little bit of talking, and Omar, you can add into it as well too. We were talking about just how, you know, a lot of young goalkeepers think that moving powerfully is all about, you know, is all about exploding and everything. And, you know, Pascal, first off, he was bringing up some great examples in regards to situations you guys have worked on in training, where you've recognized that when you're still and you've developed the right positioning, you're going to be able to move better. And sometimes you don't need to move as much as you think you need to, despite the pace of the ball.
Yes, that's true. And we are working on these positions really every day. Every day. It's just repeating and repeating. And in this game against Freiburg, when Kuhn was injured, I had such a big save against a new player from Freiburg, and it was a very important save because I touched the ball only a little bit with my fingers, and I did it because of my position. So I can say if I would have this ball about 2-3 years before, I would never save the ball. But because of my position, I could make a little step and push everything I have with everything I have to the left side. And because of that, I could save the ball. And I was so happy in this situation because I knew that I touched the ball.
Oh, did we lose you? You still there? Guys, can you...
Is he going
To the bench to see Pascal because that's something that that we train every day, and yeah, it makes me so happy when I can show what we are doing every day, and yeah, those are the moments that make us very happy in the game.
You know, go ahead, Omar.
Pavao, and for Pascal too, do you guys think that like creating depth or just being in a position where you kind of have to just be patient, is that what young kids are lacking nowadays? Even professional goalkeepers are lacking just like that, the awareness that if you're patient, but obviously a controlled chaos where you're still moving, but your mind is clear and you're not, you know, stepping towards the shot, but rather keeping yourself back. Do you feel like patience is something that as goalkeeper coaches and goalkeepers should be working on more of it?
Yeah, to be fair, I think so, but I think you have to go a little bit more backwards. I mean, the biggest problem is that sometimes the goalkeeper coaches in the younger age in the academies or lower divisions, they don't know it. I mean, because when you have the license, when you go on different things, I mean, you learn just, you know, go a little bit towards the striker, and the goal is becoming smaller and smaller. I mean, this is like 25 years ago where it was important. I mean, the time changed now. You be more open-minded. You have to find your own way. I mean, and I think sometimes it's not the mistake of the goalkeepers. I mean, it's more the mistake of the goalkeeper coach, because I think they don't know it. I mean, they don't think about it, what you get, because they listen. Sometimes it's same with the outfield coaches. I mean, with the managers, they said, oh, he should go a little bit closer. He should close him down a little bit. I mean, this is all bad. I mean, there's no knowledge behind it. I mean, and I think a great word for it is like they're not patient enough. I mean, they struggle to be patient because they want to do something. I mean, they have problems to calm down, to stand still, to just wait what comes. I mean, they can't wait.
Well, I want to bring that up with Pavao because, you know, you and I don't want to say an older goalkeeper because you're not old by any stretch of the imagination.
I know what you mean.
But yeah.
But he's over 30. He is old.
But you brought up the fact that, you know, even as a veteran goalkeeper, you know, there are things that you can still change about your game. And, you know, one thing I want to recognize, and I want a lot of young goalkeepers to see this, is that you don't need to be bouncing up and down. You don't need to be bouncing up and down, anticipating the movement of the ball. You know, you can have maybe a little bit of pulse. If anyone can see my hand right here, Hopefully you can see it. But you don't want to be a rabbit or a kangaroo up and down. And I think that, Pavao, is a problem. You even see at the highest levels with the younger goalkeepers, coming into the first team environment, 19, 20, because the speed is so much faster than what they're used to. So they're trying to anticipate and react, but they get caught in the movement.
Yes, you're definitely right, because I think you have to find this balance so that you are always ready but patient. And I think when you are relaxed and you feel good, then you don't have to jump too much, and to have this pressure to come forward or something like that. You just have to relax yourself, because then you can react in all directions. And that's something I also had to learn when I came to Germany, because the level in Austria, where I played before, is not as high as in Germany. And I had really big problems when I came to Germany. But I was open-minded, and I wanted to learn every day. And it's today it's the same like when I came here. And I have to say that Pascal helped me a lot, because I always, every time when I had to play, I felt that he was trusting me. And that's so important for a goalkeeper. I never had the feeling that he is not trusting me. Maybe he was a little bit insecure at my first game in Leverkusen, because, to be honest, it was very early. I thought at this moment, I thought that I should have should have be a better goalkeeper to play against such a big team. But in the end, we won there, and everything was fine. But he always gave me the feeling that he's trusting me, that he will give me the time I need to develop, and because of that, I always felt good when he was there. And I never watch to the bench, and I'm never looking to the for the coach. I'm always looking for Pascal, because for me it's only important what he's telling me. Of course, I'm listening to the coach, and if he says something, then of course I will listen to him. But the most important part of this team for me is Pascal, because I'm working with him every day. He always tries to improve us, and because of that, it's every time when I save a ball, I'm not only happy because of myself, I'm happy because of Pascal and because of our team, because we have such a good feeling, in the group, and it's such a good, nice atmosphere. And I think because of that, we all perform, no matter if it's cool or neon.
Now, Pavel, what I want to ask you is, how many euros did you have to pay Pascal? Did Pascal have to pay you for that endorsement?
A lot.
Oh, Omar, yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm kind of jumping into the psychology of goalkeeper coach, and then obviously as a player. And I feel like I'm going to ask both of you guys on the panel here, is just, do you feel like because professional football is so cutthroat that when goalkeepers shift, from team to team, or if they, join a new team, they can be a little bit hesitant to try new things and just really latch on to what they know about the goal, the position, the technique, and all that stuff. Just really latch on to what they know, because coming into a new team and trying out different things, it could go one of two ways. It could be a great addition and you get better at it, like we see with Pavao. Like, you learned so much from Pascal and the group. You guys started working with each other and getting better about depth and giving yourself space and being more patient. Or like my situation, where in college I had a young goalkeeper who, let's just say, for lack of a better term, like, his technique wasn't the best, but made amazing saves. So I was like, okay, how can I pair the amazing saves with the technical side? So in the off season, I tried to put those two things together, and he, pulled me aside and said, look, coach, I appreciate you trying to instill technique, but I'm at a point now where I'm looking terrible in practice in front of coach. I'm second guessing myself, because I'm trying to do the proper technique to make the saves. So for Pascal, I guess, does that come down to trust of the new goalkeeper coming into the new system of like, look, we're going to work with what you have, but at the same time, like, I need you to understand that I've been in the game long enough, and I can help you optimize your set position, optimize the psychological side of the game to get you to potentially become a starter for the team.
I mean, first of all, you have to say about everything is like, I am really, really lucky with my goalkeepers that my philosophy worked for them. If I have my philosophy and the number one goalkeeper is not performing as good as he is at the moment, or Pavao is performing like he does, then you don't have to lose your philosophy, but you maybe change a little bit. But I mean, it sometimes depends on the different numbers of goalkeepers. If you have your number one and you sign him for 10 million or 15 million, and he has maybe a different technique or a different philosophy of goalkeeping, so you have to try to take his philosophy and your philosophy and then put it together, that you have to find a good middle way. I mean, this is so important. Otherwise, when you sign younger goalkeepers for number 3 or 4, then he has to adapt your philosophy. I mean, it's sometimes a little bit, strange on the first team level. I mean, I'm very, very lucky that we changed the philosophy from the old goalkeeper coach to mine, and it works because Kuhn was up for it, and obviously Pavao as well. But it could go the other way as well. So it's not just, otherwise you can say, okay, it's my philosophy, and just look for goalkeepers who suit my philosophy. I assign him, or so it's sometimes difficult. It's something difficult because you have to find a good way with the goalkeepers, and otherwise.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you train 50 times a week or never, or you just meet for the game, he has to perform. And
I want to ask Pavel that
sure.
in regards to that, Pascal, because obviously you're the goalkeeper right now, and you're the one in the sessions. You came over to a new club, and obviously Pascal is, I don't want to say introducing new things to you, but let's just say having you look at the game in a different way. And there's going to be a learning phase to that. Is there a moment in your head where you go, I'm making mistakes that I didn't make before, and you start second guessing and going, I want to go back to my old way because I feel more comfortable? Or do you go, you know what? I know that if I deal with the struggle, I'm going to get to a level I never could get to before. Maybe I won't be as good right now as I was 6 months ago, but in a year, I'm going to be at a level I've never gotten to.
Before I came to Wolfsburg, I played in Linz in Austria, and I was there for 8 years. I was there the captain, and I was I was one of the heroes of the club. The fans loved me. Everybody in the club loved me. They were very happy with me and so on. And when I had the offer to come to Wolfsburg, I wanted to go there because I wanted to give up my comfort zone. I was in a comfort zone, and I wanted to improve. I wanted to be a better goalkeeper. I wanted to play on a higher level. And I knew that I would be the goalkeeper number 2 when I go to Wolfsburg. But I was believing in myself, and I thought that my chance will come and I will have some games. And because of that, I did this step. And I would never say that it was the wrong step, although I would maybe play many more games at my former club and also on a very good level. But I learned so many good things here that I'm so happy that I did this step. And of course, at the beginning, I made some mistakes I didn't do, but it was because I was stressed. I had to think about so many things, and then I couldn't save the easiest balls. And I was, sometimes I came home and I wanted to cry because I thought, oh my God, I'm so bad. What's happening with me? I can't do the easiest things. But on the other side, I knew, because I felt it, I knew that it was the right way. I know that everything that Pascal told me was right because I saw it, I analyzed it, I saw videos, I saw a lot of things, and I was feeling that it was the right way. But I knew that I just have to be patient and continue and repeat, and that I would then improve. And that was my way. And I also think that even now, I'm now for 2.5 years in Wolfsburg, I'm very open-minded, and I think that's the key. That every goalkeeper is open-minded, but not only the goalkeeper, even the goalkeeper coach has to be open-minded, because I'm talking very honestly to Pascal, and if I don't like something, I tell him, but I tell him on my way when we are alone, because he trusts me and he knows that I'm only speaking because of the good of our team. And because of that, I always want to push him like he pushed me. because I want to improve. I want to be a better goalkeeper. I don't want to say, hey, it's very nice, I showed everybody what I can, and now I can relax. I want to be better, and you know, and to have so many more good games and experiences. And yeah, because of that, I think that we all have to improve, you know, and to learn from each other. But the first step is to believe in what the goalkeeper coach is saying. When you see that he is right and you feel it, I think every goalkeeper feels what's right.
You know, I love what you're saying right here, man. And you know, and Omar, you know, I want to you know, talk to you. By the way, first off, guys, I appreciate you guys taking this time in the middle of Champions League, because literally everybody's probably has the TV on at the same time and everything, guys. So I really appreciate you guys doing that. No spoilers. I've got the games that I'm gonna watch later, so I'm hoping they're good. But I want to say this, Omar, is that the fact that, you know, Pavao brought up that he also wants to challenge the goalkeeper coach, I think that's something really important. And I think that's something that young goalkeeper coaches need to hear as well, too, that if goalkeepers are questioning them, it's not because they are against them. It's because they want to get better and they want to grow. And so they want to get the most out of you.
No, of
Yeah,
course.
and
I
yeah.
mean, this is so important. I mean, it's like I need the feedback as well from the goalkeepers, because I can do my sessions day in, day out, and think it's right, and they think, what the hell are you doing with us? I mean, and we just have to find a good way. I mean, to ask him if that okay? Can we change a little bit? What do you think? Because I mean, Pavao is my longer arm in the team. I mean, I trust him because he is so important for everybody. He's so important for me. He's so important for the younger ones as number 3 or number 4. He's so important for the number 1, because, and that's so important. The number 1 and number 2 at our club, they have so much trust to each other. It helps that both goalkeepers can perform and do a good job. And it's not like obviously both want to play, but at our club it's important. We have a number 1, he's really good. We have a number 2 is really good, and the number 2, I can tell every goalkeeper coach in the world, the number 2 is the most important goalkeeper in the goalkeeper group. It's sometimes more important than everybody else, because he's so important for the goalkeeper group, for the dressing room, for the coach, for the goalkeeper coach, for everything. And that's what I want to say is as well. I mean, I knew when Pavao came from Austria to Germany, he's not. I have to say, to be honest, he's not good enough to play straight away Bundesliga. I mean, I knew it, because it's a different level. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, how fast is it here?" Because we playing at the highest level. But I know, and I have confidence enough to say, listen, there's a good challenge. I know he's a good personality to progress. I know that I think I'm good. I'm a good goalkeeper coach, and then leave it to me, and I get him. I'm getting there where I want him to be. And now he played he played nearly 30 games for us in Europe and the Cup and in the Bundesliga, and did so well. And I have to say, to be honest, it's not like because I like him and he's now here. I mean, when you see our 2 goalkeepers, I hardly find it in the Bundesliga, in the different clubs where we have the same standards.
Yeah. Go ahead, Omar.
No, I think that's everything Pascal just said is right on point. I think that's the right approach as well. And I think even Pascal said something earlier in the episode about, he's constantly going to different goalkeeper coaches across the Bundesliga, across different leagues, and learning from them as well. And I think when you're challenged by your goalkeepers, and you're challenged, for me at least, when I post on social media early on, I would post my methodologies and my ideas, and people would challenge me, and I got really self-conscious about it. I'm like, oh damn, well, do they not see credibility in what I'm saying? And then I realized, like, no, like every top goalkeeper coach, any goalkeeper coach that wants to be taken seriously needs to be able to back up everything that they're posting, or everything that they're teaching their goalkeepers. And from what Pavao is saying, it just seems like Pascal has not only done his own research, but has been open and receptive to have other people criticize him, and he's criticized other people, and they've discussed it and understood the reasonings behind his teachings. And I think that is a number one way to gain the trust of your goalkeeping unit, is to not only tell someone what to do, but like, look, I'm going to keep following up on this because I know this is going to work. And if it's not something you're comfortable with, you tell me. I'm going to figure out a way where we can find a good balance between you and I, and make sure that I have trust in you. You have trust in me, that I have your best interest in mind. And I think that's the best way to go about it. And I think what's holding a lot of people back and what held me back for so long is not wanting that constructive criticism. And Mike, like, you're one of my mentors, and I would ask you certain things and you would be very blunt about things. And I would be like, well, that's not what I want to hear, but it's what I needed to hear. So I think that's the best thing for having a goalkeeping unit and having the trust, is not telling them what they want to hear, but at the same time too, what they need to hear, but with respect and the way you say it.
You brought up something right there, Omar, that I think is really good. And Pavao, I want to ask you this about this, because, obviously Pascal, as a goalkeeper coach, we try to educate ourselves consistently and go to different conventions and licenses and everything like that. I personally, look, not like I was the greatest goalkeeper in the world. I sat on a lot of benches in my professional career, which there's nothing wrong with being on benches. I wasn't at the level of you, Pavao. I was sitting on worse benches. So,
bench.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Mine were metal though. Yours are nice and soft, cushy chairs. You got the high level ones with the Volkswagen logo. But I feel that as a goalkeeper who's playing, you need to be educating yourself on the position too. You can't just expect everything that you're learning to come from the goalkeeper coach. And that's not a disrespect towards the goalkeeper coach, Pascal, but that's more of just like what you expect out of yourself. And like you're saying, challenge the goalkeeper coach, challenge yourself. The more student of the game you become, the more you're going to be able to bring to your game independently. I never wanted my goalkeepers, and I don't want to say the word my goalkeepers I work with, to be dependent on me to be good goalkeepers.
No, you're definitely right. You have, like you said, you have to challenge not only yourself, even the goalkeeper coach, and you also have to talk, with your teammates, because everybody sees something different. I'm not only speaking to Pascal when I think that I'm doing something bad. I also speak with the number 1 or the number 3 or the number 4, and I think that you can't stop learning. Otherwise somebody else will take your place. And I'm giving my best, to stay the number 2 or to be the number 1. You never know. I trust myself so much that I believe that I can do everything. And I think everything is just a mental thing. So you have to do so much more than just only do the goalkeeper training and to think that this will be enough. So you have to find your way.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pascal.
No, I think that's so important. You need, the professionals are responsible for themselves. I mean, we can just help and go with them, but at the end, it's just down to him or to the other players to do the best. I mean, it's no point to tell him you have to go 3 times in the gym and doing this and eat this and get enough sleep. I mean, he's old enough, and you have to be honest. I mean, you can do it more and more in the academy level, but in the first team level, you tell him once, you tell him twice, and if he doesn't do it, then you're out, and somebody else comes in because another one will do it what you want. I mean, but it's just trust between us. They know that I'm quite straightforward, quite direct with them, but honest. And I have to say as well, everybody got targets. I mean, the club got targets, the goalkeepers have targets, I have targets myself. I mean, and it's so important. And if they perform, I have a good life. If I do a good job with them, they have a good life. I mean, we live from each other. I mean, that's so important. I mean, and otherwise it doesn't work. I mean, the first team level is quite, sometimes quite bad and criminal, I have to say, when you come across with all the money and but at least we try, and this is what I have to say, we try to being humans, we try to be honest, we try to work as a team. If other clubs do it different, or the number one is just looking for him after himself or whatever, I can't deal with it. So, but I want a good group, a good solid group, and I don't like it when they say every day to me, yes, Pascal, yes, Pascal. I want a good a conversation, and they don't have to share my opinion every day. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sitting in the, if they have a different opinion, I'm not sitting in the corner and cry. I mean, it's just yeah, it's just life, you
Well,
know.
you're
We
stronger than I am because I'm sitting in the corner and crying.
no, I won't, I
I'm
don't.
going, what am I doing wrong? Well, guys, honestly, I mean, Pavao, if you're ever down, we'd love to have you back on the show, man. Just yourself, and we can break down some of your games and everything like that. You know, the one thing that we really love about this show is that we try to make it more of a goalkeeping community where we all can talk honestly as goalkeepers. And I really appreciate both you and Pascal being so open and honest, as opposed to the media answers. You know what I'm talking about. But I
Yeah,
mean,
of course.
yeah,
Of course I know.
yeah, yeah. You guys know real well. But Omar, is there anything you want to add on to that before we start wrapping up and let these guys get some sleep? Because
No,
you know,
I mean, just
yeah,
one thing to say as well. I mean, if we, I mean, this what I stand for. I mean, if I get a new goalkeeper in, or we sign somebody, or we release somebody, I mean, there's always quite straightforward and clear. I mean, I would not say one day yes or the next say day no. I mean, I like to be very open with them. You know, it's not like always funny, and it's not like always enjoyable. I mean, this is business, this is work, and you know, and this is so important. I mean, me and Pavao are talking every day. I mean, what's happened after his career, how long he wants to play, how good he feels, and I mean, and I think I earn them a honest opinion. And this is so, for me, so important. I mean, if we go different ways in 5 years time, then we meet and think what a great time we had. I mean, this is so important. I mean, I'm not everybody's darling, but I try to be honest and work hard and get him to the next level. And this is, I think it works quite well at the moment.
yeah. Omar, anything you want to finish off with, or Pavao?
No, I think again, for us, content creators, or for us coaches, and for any young goalkeepers that are listening, it's like Mike said, it's really nice that you guys came on here and we're really transparent. I think that's just hearing Avail, like you said, you were a hero at one club, and then you realized you hit your ceiling there, and you wanted to try something new, and you knew it wasn't going to be beautiful, it wasn't going to be perfect, but you were willing to make that sacrifice to challenge yourself and not be complacent and move on to the next stage. Which is, again, it's super important for young goalkeepers to hear that, because we get kids all the time who say, hey, I'm on the lesser team, or I want to be on the better team, but I'm not going to be the starter. Should I be on the lesser team and be the starter and get my reps? And we always tell them, yes, go to the lesser team, play all the minutes, learn, and then eventually you can, like we talk about with patience, have a plan, perseverance, and then you can get to that next level. But a lot of people don't have that awareness. So luckily for us, having people like yourselves on gives us that ability to see that it's worked for somebody at the next level, and that it's not just something you read in a book or a quote you read online and it magically happens. There's actually a process to that, and the goalkeeper coach is just as much involved in that process as the goalkeeper itself.
Yeah. And guys, for both you, Pavao, and Pascal right here. If anybody out there wants to connect with you guys, maybe they want to, check out some of your sessions, Pascal or Pavao, they want to see a little bit more of what the life of a Bundesliga, goalkeeper is like. Where's the best place on social media for them to check you out?
For me, you can, first of all, what I like to do is what I do always with a workshop, to give my email address out. I mean, this is when somebody's really interesting and have questions or whatever, they can always contact me. Obviously on Instagram, on Facebook. I mean, you found me, you added me. I'm more than welcome. Everybody's more than welcome to. I help out. I try to do what I can to give answers, to show videos. I mean, there's nothing top secret what we do. I mean, I said before, I keep it simple. It's nothing special what you haven't seen before, but just is the quality and the detail what gets him to what get our goalkeepers to the next level. I mean, and this is what I try to explain to everybody. I mean, if somebody wants to contact me, please do it. I try to answer everything, and you know, I want everybody more than welcome to be in touch.
Awesome, man. And Pavao, what about you?
I'm not active on social media. I have an Instagram account, but I don't post anything. I'm just watching, the goalkeeper exercises on Instagram and stuff.
So you're just watching Pro GK Academy. You're just watching Omar's videos.
Yeah. I do really. So
oh, you do?
Yeah, really. I watch everything I can see on Instagram.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Today you can see everything. So and find everything. So it's not even hard. If you're interested in that, it's no problem to find it. And I like the explanations under the video, why the goalkeepers are doing that and that, and because of that I'm watching it, reading some comments, to see what other goalkeepers say and how do they see the situation. But I'm like Pascal, I can give you guys my email, and everybody can send me an email, and I will of course answer it, and it will be no problem. And I would be very happy if we could meet us one time live. You never know.
I mean,
maybe we are in the States.
Trust me.
Or
when all of this craziness ends, we have a whole European tour planned. We got some big plans in the future, don't we, Omar?
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah, you see, would be very nice, because I think we could speak for hours and it would not be boring. So,
well, yeah, and then Omar and I can work on our German too. So that's something we need to do.
But I have to say that next year at this time, we will not be able to do this podcast because we will be playing Champions League. So
there you go.
We have to look for another day.
That's incredible, man. And Omar, you must make you feel good to know that one person's watching your videos. That's really good.
I know that makes me definitely happy.
Guys, remember, if you have a guest suggestion or a topic suggestion, contact at Inside the 18. That's the number 18media.com. at Goalkeeper Podcast on all social media platforms. Shout out to everybody in Germany, by the way, who are insiders. We've been recognizing how many fans we have that we didn't even recognize with just stories being posted of us in German. And I'm like, I don't know what this says, but I hope it's good. I hope it's good, and I hope that they're enjoying the show. That's all the time on Inside the 18, guys. Go enjoy the Champions League, and we are out.